Hey guys, Sheng Wei here and welcome to the first module of the Passion Starter Kit. Now, I'm so happy that you guys are here today and this is really a momentous occasion. So without further ado, let's dive in. So today's module is on strengths and talents. So the whole idea behind it is that you want to be able to capitalize on your strengths, your geniuses. Everybody has an area of genius that they are absolutely great at. And before that, I just want to share a few principles to give you an idea of how you can build your strengths and talents. So, we begin with the idea of that there are always 4 stages when it comes to mastering and growing your strengths. So, the first is when trying to grow any strength is unconscious incompetence. So, take the analogy of driving a car, for example. Before you even want to drive a car, you probably have no idea that you aren't good at driving, right? So that is you're unconscious that you're incompetent at that. And so which brings us to the next stage of conscious incompetence. So when you actually sign up for driving lessons and then you realize that, oh man, I pretty much suck at this, and that is conscious incompetence. Now, after practicing for a while, you start to get better and better and better, and you kind of reach a stage where you can drive well and even pass the test. But you require a lot of concentration, a lot of focus, and that is the result of conscious competence. So that is the third stage of conscious competence, where you're able to reach that level of talent, but you still have to put in a lot of mental focus on it. And finally, as you guys have probably guessed, the last stage is unconscious competence. And what that means is, for example, when you're driving along, after a few months, you not only are you able to drive, you're probably able to speak to your friends, listen to music, have a drink, and that is because you have you're able to unconsciously do the task, because that is true mastery. And that, my friends, is how you will gain mastery of any single skill. And what I just really want to share with you is that there are actually 4 types of ways that you can develop the strengths. So on top of all of this, now the first one is awareness. There are 4 A's to it. So awareness is really about knowing your strengths. So you need to be able to know your strengths and talents to be able to build them. And now let me just differentiate between strength and talent. So strengths are your core character strengths. They are things that you are naturally good at because of your personality. So some people are naturally good at leadership. Maybe you're good at empathy. And these are character strengths. Now, talents are economical, viable skills that people only pay you for. So things like accountancy, math, problem solving, being good at coding, for example. These are skills that you can learn and pick up along the way. But some people are still naturally better at some certain talents than others. So yeah, that's awareness. But the next is affirmation. So once you have you have an idea of all your strengths, you need to be able to acknowledge that you have been living these strengths throughout your life, and they have helped you, and you want to continue to grow them as well. So that's affirmation. You need to recall how these strengths have helped you in the past. Now, the third one is alignment. So the idea is to create goals that are aligned to what matters most to you, and use those strengths to help you achieve those goals. So in whatever way, in whatever capacity you can, we'll dive into that a little bit deeper later. But the idea is that you want to be able to continue using your strength in every moment that you go. And finally is action. So there's no point to just talk about it. The real deal comes when you actually take action, and so find an accountability buddy. You can even message me if you want. But the idea is that you consciously apply those strengths into your life and grow and develop them. So without further ado, the actions that you need to take for this module are, first of all, strengths. So one of the best ways to discover your strengths is a tool that I personally use. It's called Strengths Finder 2.0, and it's an amazing tool. It's highly accredited and highly done with decades of research by Gallup, one of the leading organizations. And so I highly recommend this online test. It costs about 15 USD, but it gives you a breakdown of your it gives you a top 5 strengths out of a list of 34, and it gives you a 20-page report and a lot of videos and materials as well on how you can develop these strengths. And it also comes with a free ebook, so I highly recommend it. By the way, I'm not affiliated to Gallup or StrengthsFinder in any way. This is purely from my own opinion, and I personally have taken the test as well. Now, alternatively, if you there is a free option, and the free option is just to choose yourself, choose from a list of 34, which I'll provide you in the link below. And so you can just choose a list of your 5 top strengths that describes you the best out of the list of 34, and then from there you're able to see how you can develop them as well. The only consequence that I would say is that it's prone to biases. Everything that you decide, what you think you want, may not be actually what is really going on. And so, with that, I just want to leave you with the last thing, which is talent. So, for talents, there's another link that I provided you below, and I want you to be able to choose the top 5 once again from those list of talents. So these talents are skills that you probably feel that you have flair for. You're better than the average person. Or something that you just want to explore in the future. And finally, the number 3 is to make a list of the goals in your life. Alright, so write down the 3 top biggest goals in your life, and write down how you can use your strengths and talents once you have discovered them to capitalize on them. And so this is the end of the module. Look forward to seeing you in the second one. Cheers and goodbye.